Hello, YouTubers!
Today we're going to be talking about a new idea I've been working on that hopefully explains how right and wrong answers to moral questions can exist and people can still have moral disagreements. Let's start with an analogy about economics and then we'll jump back to morality. So let's talk about supply, demand, and price. Now supply refers to how much of a product companies are willing and able to provide, and demand refers to how much consumers are willing and able to pay for that product. And we all know what price is. So if supply goes up and demand is held constant, then
the price would go down.
Why?
They would have too much of the product, and the only way to get rid of it would be to drop the price.
Alright, so what if demand goes up and supply is held constant?
Then price would go up.
Why?
Because it would be like having an auction where people would compete to own the product, and the price would then go up.
Alright, so it's pretty easy to determine what happens to price if we only change one variable. But in the real world, we can have supply and demand change at the same time. And if both variables change, it's just not as easy to determine what's going to happen to price. We'd have to know exactly how much each variable changed and how strongly each variable impacted price.
Sometimes that can't be done with certainty.
The difficulty in determining both how they are weighted and how you can measure the variables can lead even the experts to disagree. Obviously, there's an objectively right answer to what's going to happen to price, despite people's disagreement. Now let's jump back over to morality and take a look at a couple moral principles.
Holding all things constant.
Honesty is good, and holding all things constant.
Saving people is good.
But we can come up with a moral dilemma where these two moral principles conflict.
I can think of a scenario where being dishonest will help you save people, and being honest will prevent you from saving people.
When both variables conflict, it's just not as easy to determine which principle trumps the other. To do so, we'd have to know exactly how much each principle is weighted.
And sometimes that can't be done with certainty.
Just like with the economics example, disagreement of this type never calls into question the existence of an objectively right answer.
Just because we can know objective morality exists does not mean we will always know the answers to moral dilemmas. Even if we can know them, it may not be intuitively obvious.
And there's also some other ways we can explain moral disagreement, and if you're interested in those, click this link here. And if you want this video to be seen or critiqued by more people, be sure to click the like button. As always, test everything.
Hold on to the good.
We'll run it through, and we can splice and dice if we need to.
Splice some dice. Splice some dice your face.
Hey, YouTubers. Today we're going to talk about a new idea I've been working on that hopefully explains the difference